again, everybody. Jim from Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Oh, it's kind of warm and sticky, humid out. We're getting it back in, starting to get into the hot, humid weather, I guess. Right? It's a little preview. I think we reached 85 the other day. But anyway, birds are chirping. Hey, today I'm gonna go over my rootings because I have to get prepared for when I take care of the water. I've been adding water as we go and trying to do, it's like a dance. I just kind of do this and that and this and that. And I got so much going on this year, 3 weeks till I retire. Got my son's culinary school and college graduation. My birthday, his birthday are days apart. Mother's Day, I'm like, and some other things too. Okay, anyway, whatever. We're going to take care of the rootings, change some water. I'm going to actually change the water. I'm going to show you. I just did a few of them, and I'm glad I did change them because some of them were really in bad shape. Not the rootings, but the water was really dirty. Some of them had some root hormone, which is fine. They're all healthy, but I'm just going to go over everything kind of psychologically in the back of my mind, figure out where I'm at, what I have, and where they may go. I keep, when I cut my rootings, they come from big plants. So they're very long. So you may wonder, geez, why? Because a lot of people think of rootings in these little cups and so forth, which is fine. You could do that too, and I do also. But I do keep these tall rootings because I have these long glass vases. So they, and they serve because a lot of the planters that I use outside are deep. So when I plant the rootings, I plant them very deep. And that's also a good way to avoid squirrels because they love to dig up your rootings and walk away with them, or just digging. They're looking for nuts or whatever, and they'll dig up. And I over the years I've replaced so many, not necessarily only rootings, but Coleus plants that I planted in my pots. So all right, so let's go take a look at some of these rootings, and if you're keeping rootings yourself, I'll give some tips on how to make sure you get them to last all season long, like I do. Okay, so as you see, I got a lot going on here. I got some rootings up top there. There's some smaller ones and a few longer ones. These are in the batter's box. I gotta get those ready to get potted today. These are the finals. I'll probably get to most of these, and there's a few there that are not ready to go, but I guess I'll get a tray, maybe 2 trays done today. Okay, and here's some, and these are the long rootings that I think I have 2 of these. So I have an idea where I'm going to keep them. So I just changed the water out on these because there was some dead leaves and so forth in there. A lot of people over the years, I've done some videos on cuttings, and initially I say, hey, change your water every few days or so forth, and that's not really necessary. Add water just as long as you have water in there, but I will change it if it looks really bad. If it's very cloudy or there's a lot of dead leaves that just naturally drop, then it's good to change the water. But it's good to add water. You want to make sure that, because some of these are pretty thirsty, they will drink up this water in no time. Okay, so here's a fish net, and again, it's natural. You're going to lose some foliage. Remember, these I put these in here in late August or early September, so these have been going. If you look at the root ball on this, and you can see all that dark on the bottom, that's like root hormone. So actually the water's not too bad in this, so I'm just going to rinse it a little bit and add fresh water because I'm not really worried it's not going to kill them. Certainly not. And these are going to be potted up. Probably the end of May, I'll get to that. I don't rush out because the frost date, and that all depends on where you live, frost date in New Jersey is like May 5th or 6th. So by the time I get to the rootings, it's towards the end of May. I have my Rosy Dawn plants coming. I believe I have them scheduled to be delivered first week of May. So May is going to be a pretty busy month for me between my retirement and, again, all those other things I mentioned and so forth. So fishnet stock is doing well. There's a oh, I forget what this one was. I know these were Mariposas. I have two Mariposas. I think I have another Mariposa in there. I just I have two or three of these, and it just escapes my mind what variety they are. But they were really beautiful, velvety. Not really vinos, but very, very beautiful dark contrast color, especially when you mix them in with bright greenery, electric lime coleus in the backdrop. You mix them up, it makes a nice statement, nice planters. Of course, my Lord Voldemort coleus, I know where those are going to go. I have a pot always set aside every year, and that's how I keep them going. These are the Lord Voldemorts from the mother plant that I bought, I don't know, 8 years ago maybe, and I just can't get it to seed. Although I got it close to seeding one year, very, very, very late in the fall, but I was unable to get viable seeds. So I do the rootings, and that's a really neat thing about coleus. If you really love a plant and you can't really get it anymore online, whether you're doing or you do an internet search, you can't find them. It's a great way to keep that plant going years after year after year by just taking rootings. And I take multiple rootings of this Lord Voldemort. It's generally done very well for me. It's hardy, but I take multiple rootings just to make sure that I have a plant, at least even one. If it comes down to if I take 6 rootings and I only have one, which has proved to be unlikely over the years, I'll still have a Lord Voldemort plant. You can see it's really, I wouldn't call it leggy. It's just, I cut it. It was a long, hardy stem from the original plant, and I keep it in this long thing, and it's going to go into a deep container. So, it's going to do well, as it always has over the years. Lord Voldemort. Love the very hardy, velvety, nice contrast, very, very hardy. They're not huge leaves. They're a medium-sized leaf. They're not a trailing coleus. Trailing coleus are generally the smaller ones that kind of are low to the ground, and they have multiple small blooms of foliage. It's a medium-sized coleus, but I really like them. Lord Voldemort. I know it's all popular on my videos. People always ask if I have them. Any seeds, and unfortunately I don't. But I do have some seeds on my Jim's Coleus eBay listing, so head over there, get a short stack of Coleus seeds. I have Empire Kongs, a surprise mix, some Saturn variations, 2 types of jitters, and another variation I forget. So head over to Jim's Coleus on eBay, get your Coleus seeds. Never too late to plant Coleus seeds, and they're good for 5 years. So if you do buy them and you want to save them for next season, just keep them in a cool, dark closet, and they're good up to 5 years. But I don't see many people saving Coleus seeds for 5 years. So I got a lot of return customers this year. And if it's one of you and you're watching here, thank you very much. It's great when people purchase seeds from me, and it's even better when I get them to come back, because it really shows. It makes me feel good that I'm giving you a good quality product, and a lot of seeds. I'm giving you a good amount of seeds. And if you're really new to Coleus, what better way to start into it than getting some seeds and growing your own from seed, because you get such varieties, different varieties and changes and so forth. It's really neat stuff. You know, you can buy Coleus at the store, or you can take rootings or so forth. But one of the reasons why I love to sow Coleus seeds and grow them from seed is the variations you're going to get. I mean, if you're a homeowner, I wouldn't recommend if you're growing Coleus for your property, I wouldn't really recommend planting 400 Coleus seeds, although it may happen because they're so tiny. But for me, growing 400 or planting 400 Coleus from seed, I've always found that I get some mutations or cross-pollinations, call it whatever you will, But this is an example, and this is a little dirty. I just planted it, so it has some soil residue on it, and that'll wash off when I start watering it, or just in general as it grows. But here's an example. This is a Christmas candy, and it is still young yet, but it seems to be developing a rather slender leaf. Again, it's pretty early, so. But here's one that's a little older, and you can see it has more of a bulbous leaf. So that's what's kind of neat. You're going to get those variations. I think that might be a Darth Vader. That's kind of neat, and that's why I love to grow them from seed. You get that cross-pollination, or you get that mutation, and we know when you grow 400 of them, you have a higher likelihood of that happening. I mean, there are Coleus growers, like there's Coleus King down in Florida. He grows a tremendous amount of Coleus, and he forgot more than I know about Coleus. And Rosie Dawn Gardens and growers who grow Coleus and cross-pollinate to patent to create new varieties, and God bless them, because that's what keeps, that's what really keeps the Coleus community going, with these beautiful new varieties and so forth. But as a homeowner and a small timer compared to them, I love doing this and getting my own little variations. But yeah, this is kind of neat. As we're potting up the rest, this is like the final of my Coleus. So I think I grew a little bit less this year. Looks like I'm probably around 350, which is fine, which is okay. Okay, so the birds are really chirping away outside. It's nice. It just lets you know that spring has arrived. There's another long Lord Voldemort, and these I think I added water the other day. There's a Mariposa that's really growing. I mean, this thing is really taking off now. It's like it doesn't even fit in the window anymore. So I'm not messing with it really. Got a couple of leaves there. They're just hanging on, but it's still alive. It's doing fine. The roots are healthy. The water's clean. There's a Lord Voldemort also. And I got like 6 Lord Voldemorts here. So yeah, so the ones in the kitchen we just looked at, and these 2. There's one of my only vases that's not transparent. A couple of people mentioned in my last video that they didn't have any luck with their Coleus cuttings, that they lost them. In general, I've had great success, and I keep doing what works. And I use these transparent, colorful vases I get at the dollar store, and I make sure that they're in bright locations. This gets lots of light. This is actually facing southwest. So it gets lots of afternoon sun coming in. I mean, these windows really get a lot of sun in the afternoon, and in the summertime, forget it. So, but I don't really keep these rootings here in the summer. At that time, these windows are empty. I'll keep just the vases there. I'll clean it up and so forth. But then there's another Mariposa. And that's a beautiful, beautiful Coleus. So I got maybe 2 or 3 of those, and we'll find a little pot for them also. But there's very long stems, but they'll be very, very healthy Coleus. But you can see the water. These I believe I added. I'm gonna probably change that water. I gotta take a look at this one here. That's another thing with vases that you can't see through. You don't know how the water is. These here, I can look at them from say, hey, okay, yeah, you know what, I need to add water, or that looks kind of dirty. So that's why it's good. Head over to find your dollar store, Target. Dollar store has these. They got their $1 piece, and just grab a bunch of them and try it next year. And there's also like a little heat register under here. There's my buddies from South Park hanging out. Let's see. I don't think they really work anymore. Okay, yeah, he works. Yeah, the other ones I don't think they work, but
oh my God, it's Killed Kitty.
Yes, they're great. My God, I bought those 20-something years ago. So they were up in the attic, but I didn't want to leave them up there because they get ruined. So we bring them down here and we keep them. They're funny little guys. So okay, so anyway, the heat. There's a little heat register behind this here, so the heat kind of keeps them warm during the winters. When we get winters that are 10 degrees or 20 degrees, obviously the windows are right here. These are good Anderson windows. They're double pane, so they're fairly insulated, but still chilly. But it doesn't get 30 degrees there. So your Coleus or my Coleus do very well here. So just kind of that's what I could suggest if you haven't had good luck with cuttings, try those three things. Get your transparent vases, bright sunny location, the best that you can, and make sure it's warm. And just check your water. Maintain your water. That's probably another reason why they won't go well. Maintain your water. Don't use distilled water. Don't use spring water. Use your regular tap water. Don't add anything to it. Don't put any fertilizer. I don't put anything in the water. Just change the water or add water to as you can see the plant absorb the water. So. Okay, just to let you know what root hormone looks like. If you're keeping, and not all of my Coleus rootings develop this, but you can see how it's dark, kind of it's slimy really, but it looks dark. You almost would think that it's rotting or unhealthy. That's root hormone that just naturally developed on this particular Coleus. So it may cloud it might cloud your water up a little bit. So I don't really mess with it too much. I'll rinse it once in a while. I don't rinse out the root hormone unless I see some debris stuck to the roots. But in general, I don't mess with the root balls much. I shot some videos over the years where I actually cleaned some of the root balls out. There was some leaves stuck in them. That's okay, but I generally don't mess with, if I see a Coleus that's doing really well and the root balls got some root hormone on it and so forth, then I won't mess with it that much. I'll just add water and change it if it really looks bad, murky water. But other than that, this one's doing pretty well. Again, this is that. I forget what variety this one is, but it's really deep, dark, almost a black, purple. It's really velvety looking, so. Got a nice collection of rootings. Overall, it's a great thing. You have overwintered Coleus is a choice. You can keep rootings, or you can grow them from seed. That's what's so great about Coleus. You have such an option to keep Coleus, a mix, and I do it for different reasons. That's a fantastic Coleus. I'm just itching to get that into a pot. I can't wait because it's so beautiful. This one too. I love these. It's good stuff. Okay, here's our other Mariposa. And let's see, you can see the root ball is no root hormone on it. The roots are very, very healthy. There's no debris in it. And Bobo's growling at somebody at the front door. When I poured the water, I already changed the water anyway, but there was no debris on it. It smelled a little bit like not moldy, but it had a little bit like an algae smell to it. So I just changed the water out. It wasn't like terribly murky or anything like that, but I just changed it off anyway. But it's a healthy Mariposa. And next, we're going to see what's what with this. We'll see what we find inside this pot, this vase, the Lord Voldemort. Okay, so let's see how bad this looks. We got some root hormone there. Let's lay that to the side. Won't hurt. A dead leaf. I got some. Nah, it's not bad. So we'll rinse this out a little bit. Excuse me. We'll rinse that out. I'm using hot water right now just to kind of get that out of there. It's a little slimy. So I'm not going to go crazy. I don't want to rinse all the hormone out of there. And there we go. So, for a rooting that didn't really have any light coming in, it was getting some root hormone. And I don't know if that necessarily is the reason why root hormone forms. Not all of them do, only a handful do. But this Lord Voldemort is really, really healthy. So like I said, I got quite a few. I have quite a few of the Lord Voldemorts. Okay, so here is the entire rooting collection from Jim's Holiest at Coleus. Now these little guys here, I cut, a couple of weeks back. That's actually off of the Darth Vader that I have growing. And it's got some interesting color. It's not it's got a lot of Darth Vader traits, but it's got some really cool color, which is kind of neat. It's all mine. And these cuttings here, off of the mother plant in the corner over there. We'll zoom in. I wanted a number of rootings to make, and these I'm going to pot here. These smaller ones I'm going to pot in nursery pots. These are a little too big, I think. We'll wait on those as well as these, but all of these will be potted outdoors in my personal planters that I have around my property. Beautiful. And the Mariposa, I got three. I got the two large Mariposas, and then there's this little one I found that was on the windowsill also. Of course, the Lord Voldemorts. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Lord Voldemorts, which is more than enough. And this, again, the unidentified beauty. One fishnet, all I need, because this thing I'll put it in a single pot. Boom. Wait. Stay tuned. Wait to see this in the summertime. And, of course, these beautiful, colorful Coleus. They're all like in a Wizard Rose family. So you can keep rootings going fall, winter, into early spring. This is proof. I've done this year after year after year, and I've always had great success. Don't feel bad if you don't. Maybe something with your water. Maybe you have a little harder water, but for the most part, you should be able to keep your cuttings going, rootings all throughout the fall and winter. Try to choose Coleus that are hardier. Some of them have the really hardy stems. Especially like these fishnets. They have a real hardy, almost like a bark-like stem. When I cut them, when I actually cut this to root it, had very, very heavy stems. These, honestly, well, these are only a couple of weeks old, so I can't really say, but this thing is months old. I wasn't expecting it, but the stem is is pretty rugged. It's not as soft as, say, these. Some of these soft, when I say soft, the soft green stem, as opposed to like the darker bark, almost like a bark feel. Older Coleus, like if you have a Coleus that's years old, it'll actually develop almost like a tree bark. So, but I found overall that those hardy stemmed Coleus will make excellent candidates for cutting. So just kind of note that, put that in the back of your head if you're interested in, keeping cuttings all year long. Of course, it depends on what really floats your boat, what kind of Coleus you love. But again, that one too, those two are generally not Coleus that I would expect that would last all these months, but they did. So we're doing something right here. And again, it's like it said in the opening, bright location. I have the clear, transparent vases and regular water maintenance and change when needed. And you should do well and keep them by a fairly warm location. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to get to work here. I always forget to put the blinds down to keep it from getting washed out here, but so busy today. Got lots to do. Got the weekend off. So stay tuned. More to come here. Jim's Coleus Coleus. Any questions or comments, any problems that you're having with your rootings or anything else, feel free to drop me a message. We'll get back to you. Stay tuned. We got lots to come here in New Jersey. Jim's Coleus Coleus. Thanks again. Remember, head over to Jim's Coleus on eBay. Grab up some seeds while they're still listed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. We'll see you soon.